Because they've heard about some protein we're going to launch.
Yeah.
There's been a little talk about it since September, I think. Yeah, it's amazing. We give the platinums and golds some powder and tell them to keep it a secret. It doesn't happen. So I'm going to talk about protein. Now, this is an area that I feel like I've dedicated my entire research life to. When I decided to go back for a PhD, I posed a question that about protein and its effects on the body. At the time, I only cared about performance, muscle, and body composition, fat loss. I wasn't so concerned about immune system. I knew they went together. I knew you'd be a better athlete. You'd see your body get leaner if you could recover faster, which is an immune system marker, if you will. Can't be a top athlete. You can't be incredibly lean and healthy if you're not recovering, if your immune system is broken, is beat down. So that was my interest. Okay, so we are going to talk protein, but what I want you to gather from this, because tomorrow when we launch this product and you go out into the world, whether you just use this product for yourself or go out and sell it, and you're going to answer questions. Let's face it, there's a lot of products on the market. There's a lot of protein on the market. There's a lot of cheap protein on the market. And it's, if it comes in a bag the size of horse feed and it's cheap from Costco, there's probably a good reason for it, right? And so you're going to get asked the basic questions. Why is this better? Why is it more expensive? How much do I take? Does it help me here? Does it help me there? What's the difference? So I'm going to try to walk you through those basics to give you the tools that after tomorrow, you'll be able to be empowered with the information you need to go out there and at least educate people enough that they understand it. You're going to see a lot of graphs here, just like the rest of the day. You're going to see a lot of science thrown up here. I'm not asking you to be little scientists when you leave here. I just want you to know some of the basic principles. Okay? So let's walk through this. So protein, it is the workhorse in your body. You got to realize that you eat protein, but your body is producing protein in everything. There is not a function that takes place in your body without proteins being involved. DNA gets all this glory, but what they forget is that the workhorse in the body are these proteins that are developed, and you can't develop these proteins if your nutrition is inadequate. So this came out smaller than when I wrote it, but this is one of those slides to take pictures of. Okay, these are the cliff notes of what I'm going to talk about for the rest of my session. Okay, this is what I want you to be able to walk away from. Okay, so doing a little backwards here, because if you've got ADD and you decide you're just going to tune me out, at least tune in right now. So protein is absolutely essential for life, and I'll get into that. You need to consume no more than about 1.2 grams of carbohydrates per 1 gram of protein if your goal is to lose body fat and weight. Okay? You need to consume about 20 to 40 grams of quality protein about every 2 to 5 hours.
Sarah.
Now, there are differences in proteins. There are better ones for supporting muscle. There's ones that are better for supporting immune system health, or at least that's what the data seems to really indicate. And in this world of protein, whey protein is king. Shouldn't be a big surprise. It comes from milk. When we're born, we're given milk. It's predominantly whey protein. Protein form matters. So not only does protein source, so whey protein being king, but protein form. So just like transfer factors that are small, if you can make these good and great proteins even better by making them smaller for your body to utilize them better. So form matters. It improves the process of the body. And then lastly, to make those proteins smaller, we call it hydrolysis. Okay, we chop it out. We mimic the same thing that happens in your stomach. All right? And what you need to understand is there are no two hydrolysis the same. You're going to have people come up to you and show you a label of a product that says whey protein hydrolysis. Rarely will you see egg protein hydrolysis. We're one of the few companies doing that. But you're going to see whey protein hydrolysis or some other hydrolysis. And know that because of the process is dependent on all these other factors, that they are not the same. You can find a lot of ingredients out there that are the same in other areas, but when you're talking about hydrolysis of protein, and I'm going to show you this later, is that no two protein hydrolysis are going to be the same. So let's get into this. Okay, everybody knows this image, right? The double helix, right? This is your DNA. This is every cell. You sit there and it determines who you are, how you're going to respond to this, how you're going to respond to that, how your metabolism is going to act. All of your features, right, is all tied up in your DNA. All requires amino acids, all based on the sequences of the amino acids that it spits out. And where do amino acids come from? They come from protein. These amino acids get formed, and then they get folded up to protect the really important stuff inside, right? And they turn into proteins. Okay? Strings of amino acids is just another way of saying protein. And your body is flooded with them, filled with them. Enzymes that break down your food are proteins. The things that carry hormones in your body are proteins. Hormones themselves, proteins. Okay? They are all throughout, and you need quality protein will give you quality life. There's a lot of things. You've heard me maybe say this when I've been on the road, and you've maybe seen me write about this. I coined it years ago, was survive versus thrive. When I first started getting into the research of protein and how certain proteins appear to be better than others, it became clear that it's a survive versus thrive. There's a lot of stuff out there you can take to live, right? And live day by day and not live a great, healthy life, but to thrive. To really excel, take something wonderful. You can do it with your car, right? You can, if you're given a choice of high octane or, I don't know how low it possibly could go, of corn ethanol. But you wouldn't put that into a high performance car and expect high performance results. And the same with proteins. I lost my slide here, so I'm going to be turning a couple just to remind myself where I'm at. So, a lot of people, when I talk about protein, I talk about muscle, they say, well, I'm not a bodybuilder, I'm not an athlete, I'm not a guy, I'm not worried about muscle, I just want to lose a little fat and look skinny. What they fail to recognize is muscle is probably the most important